Hi, this is Wayne Bilal, and here we are, first live video of 2019. Again, I'm Wayne Bilal, the Smart Profit Maximizer. I call myself that because that's the system we have put together. It's called the Smart Profit Maximizing System, which I'm going to discuss a little bit today and tell you about it. And every day at 8:45, we're going to come in and give you a tip on helping you increase your profits in 2019 and beyond. Truth of the matter is, let me introduce myself first before we get to that. Wayne Bilal, I'm a CPA. I passed the CPA certificate back in, a long time ago, 1977. It's hard to believe I've been doing it this long. I really have. Started as working in a CPA firm when I was a sophomore in college. Wanted to see if this was something I really enjoyed doing. Surprisingly, I did, which you never can guess. That's another story for another day. Anyways, my practice, I opened in 1991. Pretty much since I started working in a small CPA firm, I've worked in large national firms, spent 6 years at Magnolia Coca-Cola. And as we talked in the mornings, we'll pull some stories from all these past examples to help you learn what I'm trying to teach. My practice, like I said, is small business owners. We do between 600 and 700 returns a year. We do three things. That's it. We do tax returns, tax planning, and these business coaching. So this is it. I want to talk about, though, how to make massive profits in 2019. I just finished 2018. In November, December, I'm swamped, unlike a lot of other CPAs, because we do tax planning. And that's not for this discussion, because we're going to talk about tax planning, I'm sure, in the future. But what I'm after is that I meet my most profitable business owners, the ones that are making the most money. And we talk about more than just taxes, okay? So I'm talking to them and asking them, hey, how was 2018? How'd it go? What happened in 2018? And they're all like, yeah, it's doing well. It's doing really good. And then I ask them a simple thing like, do you have a profit plan? What do you think? What do you think you're doing? And what's kind of funny, when I ask them how they're doing, 9 out of 10 of them are going to tell me, sales were up, sales were down, sales were flat. They never tell me profits are up. That's rare, okay? It really is rare. Part of the problem is they don't always have a good set of books. But, you know, the other thing that comes in, I'll ask them, I'll say, hey, do you have a profit plan? And you test it. The next 9 or 10 business owners you walk into, hey, how was 2018? How was your year? And 9 out of 10 of them, I'm going to guarantee you, are going to talk about how sales went up or down. If you follow up with, what's your profit plan for this year? Just conversationally, and they're going to look at you, I don't have a profit plan. What is that? Many of them, especially the successful ones, will say, well, I'm just going to continue to do what I did in 2018, maybe a little better. All right? And that's kind of a trap. All right? I'm looking down at my notes here. Satchel Paige has a good quote that I like. Don't look back. Something might be gaining on you. In business, that really applies. All right. If you keep doing what you did, it's probably not going to keep you successful going into the future. We just had a massive, Sears is announcing they're likely to go bankrupt. Who knows? Somebody might buy them out. All right. But Sears, basically, if you go back, was the chain store of record for all practical purposes. All right. So you have an interesting concept there. Sears is gone. Blockbuster. Why in the heck Blockbuster isn't the new Netflix? They had everything, all right, because they didn't look back. They didn't see what was gaining on them, and they didn't look forward and plan. They didn't have a profit plan, all right? And that's really kind of a bad news. And another problem with the profit plan, and I love quotes. Here's one from Yogi Berra, Yankee catcher, who came up with a bunch of weird sayings that actually make sense. And this one says, if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up someplace else. It's pretty funny, but true. I mean, if you don't have a profit plan, if you don't have a way to make money, then you're not going to be sure where you're going. Look, why don't most people prepare a profit plan? Well, I did a little Google search for a couple of terms. I'm going to read these. They're a little hard. I'm going to go fast. I know numbers are tough. If you Google sales plan, you're going to receive 2.55 billion results. Now, a lot of them stupid, but that's what it brings up. If I Google marketing plan, I'm going to get 2.29 billion results. I Google employee development plan, I'm going to receive 1.2 billion results. I did this probably a month or two ago, okay? If I Google profit plan, I end up with 774 million results. That's simply, all right? It's a reason for that. People just 3 times the number of people are going to be putting together a sales and marketing plan than are putting together a profit plan. The vast majority of owners concentrate on increasing sales. All right. Don't believe me, like I said, just ask. All right. Leading business owners, though, understand sales are not important. What is really important, and the only thing that matters to you in business, is your profit, your bottom line. All right. My coach, Jim Palmer, says sales is for vanity, profit is for sanity. Yeah, it's true. We're going to spend the next couple days talking about profits and why they're so important. And really why I'm doing it over a couple, 3 days is I want you to change your mindset. You need to change from worrying about sales to worrying about profits. What do I end up with at the end? I'm going to give you an example that I've used before because I saw it firsthand with a client of mine. 2 partners came together. They started off, ended up with $500,000 in sales in the first year, cleared $100,000 each. Not a bad start. It really isn't. Next year, sales increased to $2.5 million. They lost money. What happened? Well, because they had a sales plan. They didn't have a profit plan. And I can go into detail of what happened, but that's for another discussion. Really what happened is they expanded and didn't have the foundation in place where they could really figure out how to make a profit, okay? Over the years, and truthfully, before I even get to that, why don't business owners have a profit plan? Well, it's simple. 9 times out of 10, they don't know how. I mean, profit plan is difficult, it really is, because there's so much information out there. I buy tons of business books, and you can get buried in them, and people are like, well, how do I do a profit plan? What is that? So I created the SMART Profit Maximizing System. SMART is an acronym. We're going to get into what it stands for in a minute. And I did that after studying and working with thousands of business owners over the last 40 plus years. Just saying that makes me tired. But, over the last 40 plus years, and helping them increase their profits. I'm going to give you 2 examples from this last year where I actually took the SMART system and I worked with them. And I'm going to have to read some numbers. I have a company that's selling medical supplies, and I have their permission to even give you their name. I'm not going to. All right. Their sales for the 9 months ended September 30th, and I'm looking forward to doing the year end, from the prior year had increased to simply $13,000. All right. Now, this is a company that does 3.4 million or something like that in the 9 months. So $14,000 in increase in sales is like 0.004 or something like that. It's minuscule. So for all practical purposes, their sales stayed the same. In 2017, as of September, they were losing $187,000 and change. All right. As of 2018, September 30th, they were making $175,000 and a little bit of change. All right. A swing of $362,666 on the bottom line. Almost $363,000 increase in profits. All right. Without a single increase in sales. How'd they do that? We're going to talk about that. Another example I'm going to give that I know I can give is me. I can talk about mine. All right. I had an 8.4% decrease in sales. My sales dropped $40,000. My bottom line went up almost $90,000. It's not about sales. It's about how much you keep. All right. That is the important thing. So let me tell you what SMART stands for. And then in future ones, we're going to get into these in a little bit more detail. Okay. The S in SMART stands for increasing sales to current customers. I got it first, but it's kind of the last thing I work on, maybe second to last, because there's some other things. We're going to talk about the profit plan where I put it in order, what I do in order to in what order I have approached this SMART system, okay? But one of the quickest ways to increase sales with very little cost is to go back to the people that already know you, like you, and trust you, and see what they need to sell. See what you can sell them that solves a need for them. We're going to talk about that a lot more in the future. M stands for managing your money, all right? In a way that increases your gross profits while controlling your payroll costs and reducing your overhead. This also means having strong accounting records. Look, this is probably the number one area I get into, okay? Because the 2 number one expenses, all right, I'm thinking of a company I did yesterday. 85 cents out of every dollar went to people and went to product cost. 85 cents out of a dollar. Yet when I ask them what they're doing to save money, they're getting quotes on their telephone bill, which represents about 1/10 of a penny out of every dollar they take in. All right. I'm not saying don't reduce the telephone bill. Just do things in order. All right. If you can control payroll costs, and we're going to talk about how to calculate I'll probably do that in a future one. That's a good subject to get into, how to calculate your salary cap. What should your salary cap be? We'll get to that. All right. The A in it stands, the A in SMART, S-M-A-R-T. I can spell. I struggled. I'm a math major almost, but I can spell sometimes with the help of spell check. and Rosemary, who does my grammar Nazi. A is for accelerating your profit growth with massive action. So A can be accelerate and action. All right, to be honest about it. Slow growth tires you out, allows the competition to catch you and pass you, which you do not want if they haven't already, to be honest about it. In this section, we're going to be talking about mindset, strategy. It's live, so I'm not sure how to get rid of a phone call. I could have swore I turned it off. Anyways, this is the first one. I'll figure out how to get rid of that later. R is for recurring revenue. All right. Almost every profitable business I've worked with had some means of having recurring revenue. In other words, what's nice is the taxi model. All right. I pick up a fare, I drop them off, I got to look for the next sale. All right. Then there's the recurring revenue. January 1st, boom, I have money coming in. All right. We're talking about that because that is what separates almost every single one of my major companies that are making a ton of money have a recurring revenue. All right. And finally, the last part is tax planning, because it doesn't do me any good to make a lot of money and then send 40% to Uncle Sam. Like I said, we do tax planning a lot. In November, December, it's one of the main things we're spending time on. It's why, unlike a lot of CPA firms, we're swamped, okay, in November, December. This year we saved over $1 million. Since in 16, 17, and 18, the total is now 4.3 million. I was doing it before, but I wasn't tracking. Breaking one of my own rules, okay? So what we're going to be doing over the next, every day, most likely not Saturday, though I may do a Saturday, all right? If I do, I may not announce it. Who knows? Check your emails. You'll get the schedule, but I'm going to try to do it at 8:45 every morning. I'm going to try to end at 9. What do you do from here going forward? Well, one of the things you can do, I don't even have this up on the website yet because I'm only doing it for my own clients. But if you call me, my number is 915-857-8158. Again, that's 915-857-8158. That's my office number, all right? Or email me at Wayne, W-A-Y-N-E, at wjb-cpa.com. Wayne John Belisle-cpa.com. WJB. All right. We're having 2 seminars, one on Thursday, January 24th, and one on Thursday at January 31st. I mean, it's $97 or some silly thing like that. It's not very expensive. Or I'm going to spend the whole day teaching the SMART system. All right. If you can make one of those, call me up. I'm limiting it to 12 to 15 people per class. That's it. Once it's full, it's gone. Okay. And I'm calling all my clients, so I don't expect to have a lot of rest. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is go to WJB-CPA, go up to the upper left-hand corner, hit my blog and sign up to get there, get on my mailing list, and of course, like the page Small Business Profit Maximizer so you get notified about this. Hey, until next time, this is Wayne Belisle saying, let's make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much. Well, finish. Sorry.